Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow, where we discuss everything and anything. And as you know, I'm your host, Fine Boy David. And today we'll be talking about something that has been going on for over a week, if not two, in Nigeria, and it's the JAMB scandal. First of all, when the JAMB results came out, everywhere scattered, with news here and there that over 1.5 million people scored over 200, with my own personal person scoring the lowest JAMB score I've had in my entire life, 98. That's shocking. And just so you know, this person we're talking about is a very bright student, and this is the first time that she's failing an exam, and this has caused an uproar in Nigeria because everyone is coming to ask JAMB what happened. JAMB is happily saying that yes, it's the system that they put in place to avoid exam malpractice that is working. Is it really the system that they put in place that is working? When I wrote JAMB, there was no malpractice. So how exactly did a system that just came up cripple over 1 million students? That's a lot. And today to discuss this with me, I have two new faces on the set today. Before we introduce our very old mama that we have, let me introduce the lady to my left.
I am Balogun Ajoke.
Balogun, it's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Halia, I'll call her Alia on the set, so you don't know, just in case. Halia. And to my right is Cynthia. Cynthia, right?
Yeah, Cynthia.
It's nice to have you on the show, Cynthia.
Thank you.
And one of our oldest, Akintola Messi. Sorry, I should not be using your phone name. Messi.
Thank you.
So, let's discuss this thing. When you wrote JAMB, how was it to you? Specifically, was there any malpractice in place for the system to be so happy that their malpractice system has come up and it has caused a lot of people to fail? Akintola.
Okay. So the first part of your question, how my JAMB experience was. I wrote JAMB twice, and then
before you go on, did anyone else write JAMB twice?
I wrote JAMB twice.
Oh. I'm not.
That only we know that twice.
I'm not. Okay, so like the first time, just backstory. First time I wrote JAMB, I was in SS3. Just call me from school. Your dad is around. Blah blah blah. I went to the IT department. They installed my school CBT on our laptop. It's like, what's going on, please?
Just like that.
I'm like, I don't know. And then my dad was like, okay, because when we were SS2, we were supposed to be brothers.
SS2 or SS3?
SS3. We're supposed to be brothers. Like everybody was going to write JAMB, but like, I was very unserious. I know what he's saying. So like, yeah, pack your things. And before you know, you went to register JAMB, and then the first JAMB I had 218. Okay, very normal, very demure. 218, not 280.
That was a joke.
218. Are you crazy? I wanted to study medicine, so there's no way. It was just very demure. I could have taken something else, and then I wrote JAMB the second time. The first time was chill. I wrote in a center that was nice. Just that we had to stand under the rain for like hours before we could go in. It was very crazy. I think I left like very early, like 6 a.m. I didn't get home until 7. But you see the second JAMB I wrote. Let's say I live in Ipaja. Guess where my center was?
Where?
Just guess. You guys should guess now.
Ikorodu.
You try.
Adra.
This is like Lagos. They can't even go Remo. Ilisha Remo.
Where is that?
Remo is Ogun State.
From Lagos?
Yes, now.
Did you register late?
I don't even know. I don't even know if I registered late. I can't remember if it was late. But even if it was late, Remo.
That's fine.
I had to go alone. I had to go there alone, and I wasn't prepared at all for the exam. I had 230 something or whatever, but then there was not much difference. And concerning my practice, I can't say if I can't recall it if I noticed any form of malpractice. You understand? Because like it was computer based and all those things like that. I don't know how if there was going to be malpractice. I don't know how they did. But I also said that whatever they are saying about malpractice and JAMB, I don't believe it. I believe two things. I believe that one is a plot, is a scheme. No. No. See, and no, that's the truth. Nigeria is what everything in
when you
Nigeria.
say plot, what do you mean by plot?
Someone is trying to devise people to fail.
Yes, people to fail, and it's not don't believe the tribalism aspect of it. I believe in the fact that if somebody wants to make everything that is working well in Nigeria to go wrong, Nigeria has quite admirable educational system.
Obviously.
In the sense that, I mean, we have a lot of intelligent, knowledgeable students that are going to the university, and we have them coming out. I mean, we have more first-class graduates every year. Very correct. So I feel like somebody is working against the country that wants to bring down the educational system, and which is only working for us. And the second thing I also believe is that these guys, JAMB, they need to be scrapped. They have how will I say it? They have let me say it in pidgin. They don't shine enough.
They don't show themselves.
Yes, their shining time has passed. Okay, you were like, when you get JAMB growing up, my mom tell you that time when I second chance, you know, I say, tobacco JAMB was like stronghold. You hear JAMB, like you are shaking. You didn't even think about why you're writing for a month plus.
Why
you're not
so simple?
Like, JAMB, like you don't know how, you can't predict how it is. Even looking at the past questions, you can't predict what JAMB is going to give you.
And the fact that you're facing a system maybe for the first time.
For the first time or ever. So you get like, in the center, imagine only me, Aremo. I don't know anybody. I don't have father, nobody. Yeah. And then, like, so I don't believe those two things. It's a plot, 1 and 2. JAMB, they don't shine.
I disagree that it's a plot.
You disagree that it's a plot?
Yeah.
So before we're going to disagree, tell us how your JAMB was, and if you think there were stances where people could cheat.
No. Okay, my JAMB went very well. The only thing, my first JAMB is that I got there late, very, very late, because it was very far to my place. So that so I got there.
Similar problems distance.
Center, yes, my center was far. The second JAMB, it was okay, it was very good. 220 I scored. During my set, when then maybe because of my friends, people I have around me, like we are like JAMB. If you don't if you score 180, you'll be mocked. So you have to prepare. Yes. You have to prepare very hard. You have to prepare very hard. So this year's JAMB, the thing I don't know. This year's JAMB, I'll say is system error. Maybe their system has fault, because I can remember when my friend was writing JAMB, he has not finished writing. He hasn't even started. He hasn't even finished the first. Maybe I don't know whether she started, but maybe English or Maths. He has not finished it. Then the system went off. So please, they should just look at their system before setting it up. That's why I said I disagree when she said plots. Do you get? So I think it's system. Maybe you have bad system, and at times
I will disagree with your disagreement.
Yes, at times evidence. Yes, exactly.
So how was your JAMB, and how do you think people could cheat?
My JAMB, the 2 JAMB I wrote were nice. The first one was not bad, but the second one was better compared to the first one. That's why the part that where I wrote my second JAMB was a bit far, but personally I chose that place. I chose Epuma to write my JAMB because I wanted to leave my neighborhood, but it was nice. But the fact that they are saying malpractice, I don't believe in malpractice in JAMB, because it's not something you are going there. You don't know the questions you are bringing your way. It's not like they are going to hack the system. You are going there neutral without having any idea whatsoever what you are going to get, what is coming. We only have past questions as guides to study. So if they are saying malpractice, I think there's something else they are not saying. Because malpractice is a no for JAMB to me.
You know, that even brings up the question, what really are the, I think we need to find someone to ask questions, what really are the anti-malpractice system that they put down? Because JAMB is a CBT based. I don't see them using webcam doing it. Except you want to tell me that the invigilators are blind enough to let people walk in there with their phones. Because I think that is the only feasible way someone could. Because the system is rigged in a way that you are not supposed to leave. You're not supposed to change the desktop. You're not supposed to open another app. You're not supposed to, you know, once you leave there, it's supposed to show an alarm that this person has deviated from the site it's supposed to be, and they can come and fish out that person. No reports of that has come up. So what really are the anti-malpractice system that they've actually put down? That question just ran in my head now.
I remember when I was writing my second JAMB, something happened. No, not my second JAMB. I followed someone to write JAMB. Something happened in the center. They were this person is not the one that's supposed to sit for the exam.
That one is new. That one is not new. Sorry,
like
we've been doing this is WAEC.
Really?
We've been doing this is WAEC. I've seen where people come to write WAEC for other people.
Yeah, that one's possible
JAMB
in terms of
doable.
like, but what JAMB, you have some printing.
Uh-huh.
They're going to capture you.
Uh-huh.
So is it possible?
How will it be possible is, let's say you buy the vigilators and then the person who is coming to come and thumbprint, but another person goes inside to sit. That's it. It's doable, but that's not even the anti-malpractice system we're talking about. This one now, you are with your system, alone with the system. If there are no invigilators, if there's no one watching over you, how do you think people in there will cheat? Because obviously, children, if you leave children alone in a room and they start talking to each other, it will get rowdy.
Yes.
And I don't think, because I passed by where they were writing JAMB Monday, and it was not rowdy, it was a very quiet place. That means there is no way people could be cheating, and that is asking this question, because it's not number 1 is A, number 2 is B, number 3 is D. It's not that. So unless someone is looking over someone's shoulder to see the question, tell the person, okay, this is which will obviously cause a lot of delay. So there is no particularly, or there's no feasible anti-malpractice system down. They just say that is the system that they put down to work.
No, you know what I'm trying to, your point I'm trying to get is, there has been no proof that is malpractice. There's nothing about malpractice.
There's nothing about
malpractice here. It's not a malpractice problem. The problem here is that the systems, there's a glitch in systems, and Professor Ishaq said it's human error.
How is that human error?
Wait, I don't know. I mean, I have evidence because I've been following up this story. Starting first from everything, there's this, I've been hearing of educate. It's just like my exclusivity is like a platform to study. And so the owner of educate, because people practice on this platform and people are feeling like, what's going on? So like, he investigated the matter and like, JAMB has some issues and JAMB is not saying anything. It took like 2 weeks now before, or maybe a week plus, before they came out and said that, oh, the results were rigged, oh, they are not, it's not their results, something happened. Like, they were really not to own up. Just imagine how many years that kind of thing has been happening. I'm not even wondering, what of my 232 was actually 332? I don't understand. but like, actually, Alex, that's the owner of Educare, was like doing the investigations and everything like that. And then he spoke to like other educational advocates. And they're like, you know what, we're going to sue JAMB. Okay. And then JAMB was like, the money, I think it's 8.5 they're collecting now for registration.
Are you serious?
I think so. Somebody says 8.5. My time we're paying 4.5. That 4.5 safe. Center go collect 1.5. Yeah, so it was like 3K we're actually paying.
Do you remember the time that they said snake eat JAMB money?
Can you imagine? You don't know if they're still paying that debt. You know if they're still paying that snake debt.
Nobody's paying anything.
I'm just saying. So JAMB is like, hold up. 8.5 from all of you. It's not enough for this lawsuit that you guys are saying. So you know what we're going to do? They decided that they are going to come out and give us story. Like, okay, sympathetic story. If you come out and cry, nationwide TV, and you sympathize with us, you'll be like, oh, they want to admit that their faults, they are sorry and stuff like that. But before then, Alex has told us that this thing is system glitch.
Are you telling me that 8.5 times 2 million people cannot cover the suit?
Won't you enter people's pockets first?
Are you willing to pay the
You don't understand. People have to gain from this now.
Yes. We gain what? We're going to write exam. Why are you gaining?
Ishaq will collect money. Other people will collect money. If you just collect money, everybody will be paid now. You know how to gather money for lawsuits? No.
See, I'm trying to put together. I'm trying to put together 8,500 times 2 million in my head. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I understand you. All I'm saying is that they were not ready to share that money with anybody.
They're waiting for another snake to come.
Especially when it was like, exactly. Especially when it's the lawsuit that they know, they are sure, they are very confident that they will lose. So they're like, okay, no problem. You know what, Alex, thank you for your investigation. You know what we will do? We can admit our faults. Alex figured that it was system glitch. Maybe something was hacked. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe the network failed.
Let's give maybe the network failed. Okay. Maybe like the questions, the pack of the questions. Maybe something just happened. Maybe virus attack, malware attack.
Exactly. Maybe the system was not working well. Still, that means they should always have a recheck of their systems all through before they start. They should even have like, did they do mock JAMB this year?
I can't remember. Because I saw something like that online.
They should have like a recheck of the system so we know that every system is functional. Or JAMB should just come together and build one massive hall and then put systems in there by themselves. Because
Yeah.
where is all the money that we're giving them
like,
going
yeah,
to?
this is for
But
JAMB. This is coming from JAMB.
let's drive this discussion to another dimension. Now there's this thing where people measure the brilliance of their child. They are using JAMB as a yardstick to how smart their child is. Do you really think it's something we should be doing in Nigeria? Because let's face the fact. People write, like I am now. I wrote GCE, WAEC, and NECO, and I've not checked my GCE. I neither have I checked my NECO because my WAEC was so fine. I went to use my thing peacefully. So only for, let's say, JAMB to come out, it wasn't so well. It was over 200, but it wasn't so well. 201. It wasn't so well, but at least I passed the threshold now. What is it? It wasn't so well, but I was expecting better. Do you get? And I saw people who, let's say, their WAEC was good. In my own place where I wrote my WAEC, their WAEC was good. Their GCE, because we all wrote together, my sets, we all wrote GCE, WAEC, and all of us together. So our results were good. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing people failing JAMB and all those stuff. So a lot of parents came outside and said, you know, this normal African parent talk. Your mate don't have two head. Look at your mate passing JAMB. You should know your mate that got 350. I don't think JAMB should be a yardstick to the intelligence of a child. What do you think, Cynthia?
Yeah, I don't. Okay.
I don't think JAMB should be used as any measure.
I don't even think exam should be used as a yardstick.
Exactly.
Anything.
Because there are some persons that they are going to pass their JAMB in one sitting, but they will never pass WAEC or NECO in one sitting. There are some persons that will pass WAEC in one sitting, but will not pass JAMB in one sitting. So if you are using JAMB as a yardstick to measure the intelligence of a child, that's you like you're limiting the ability of that child to a very large extent. Yes.
The truth is that you can use any examination as a yardstick for any child, because yes, we are going to school, and how they can test our knowledge if we are doing well in school or we are not doing well is through examination or test. You know, we do after when you're in school, you start by doing your assignments. From assignments, you go in maybe the fourth week, you start writing your text before your examination. Then when the result comes out, you'll be like, yes, you pass. You can go for the next class or the next or for the next semester. You'll be like, my CGPA is okay. So if there is no examination, how do you want to go for another level? Do you get?
Let me differentiate.
I know. I'm saying no. I know, and I can understand the question that you're saying that if examination or JAMB should be used as a yardstick.
Let me give you another. Let me put a yard to the stick. Now, first of all, let's put aside institutional exams. Let's put aside secondary school examinations. Let's put aside primary school exams. These external examinations like JAMB, you know, WAEC entails everything you've done from SS1 to SS3. Now there are a few, me personally now, there were a few subjects that I did SS1 to SS3. The one that followed me the most was maths, from further maths to further maths SS3. Followed me because maths has always been something very easy for me. You get maths and further maths, very easy. Chemistry has a lot of maths. I love the maths part of chemistry where let's not go there. Now, let's say this external examination, this child only studied to pass their exam. Two things. This child studied to pass, not study to keep it in their head.
Okay.
They studied to pass the exam. Now they pass the exam. This child is like, okay, he's always between the first and 10th place in class for SS1. The same thing in SS2. The same thing in SS3. There's a likelihood that that person will fail WAEC.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you understand?
I don't understand.
No.
But before you explain, talking about yardstick, talking about examination, talking about everything, I don't believe examination should be used to measure the intelligence of a child. I believe it's just to help the child to recollect all he has learned. To know that, okay, this child has learned something. There's an evidence that this child has learned something. That's what it should be. Now, bringing it home to JAMB. What's JAMB? JAMB actually is UTME, Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exam. Yeah, it's just for you to know that, okay, you passed through all the secondary, elementary, whatever, and now you are qualified to be matriculated into tertiary institution.
Yeah.
That's just all all these rackles is for.
Yes.
But then,
and that if you don't pass it, you're not
that there's a cutoff mark. So if you don't reach this cutoff mark, then no, you can't be matriculated.
Yeah.
Now that's what I said from the beginning. JAMB's time has passed. JAMB has shown enough. Then let me start. Then when our parents were, our parents didn't have SS1, SS2, it was from 1, from 2, whatever like that, and then it was just the normal syllabus. Like there was not so much stressing and all like that. And then they had to write their WAEC and then JAMB for. So JAMB was written too. So imagine you write a written WAEC. Some of them spend 5 years at home before they write JAMB to go to the uni and all going from JAMB class to JAMB class. So what can we say the standard was high then? The standard might have been high, and the what would I say? I don't want to say the intellect of the students, but maybe they were not all that prepared. So that's why it was like, hey, JAMB. But now, before you write WAEC, you go write JAMB.
Before you write WAEC, as you are entering SS1, you know you are going to write WAEC at the bottom of
JAMB always comes before WAEC. So you're SS3, you know you're at 18, you're facing JAMB before WAEC. So you are reading everything you need, JAMB and WAEC.
Exactly.
Now, I feel like WAEC should be the standard. WAEC is SS1 to 3. You still remember all the fundamentals from primary school, JS1 to JS2. It's like you're packing all the knowledge into
WAEC.
And it's a month plus exam.
Exam, yeah.
But you're not giving me an exam of how many minutes? It's not 180 minutes.
It's
It's 180 or 60
1
minutes.
hour.
Yes,
Yes,
an hour exam.
Yeah.
And that's why I used to judge if I'm going to enter the university. That judge my intelligence, my brilliancy. No, it's not right. That's why I said JAMB. Maybe then the standard, because many children, when they leave, people that leave the secondary school, stall a little bit, learn a handwork, help their parents in business. And we had, my mom went to school when she was 23 or whatever. And imagine me 23, I've already finished, done everything I need to do. Like, do you get? So it's I feel like the standard then. And now they're not making it mandatory. Like JAMB should just, it's just because give us stats if that's what you want. Give us stats, give us GMAT, give us TOEFL. We know that we're writing exam because JAMB, they don't pass. Their time don't pass. They don't old enough.
Do you think we should scrap JAMB? You said your point. We should scrap it.
It should be scrapped.
Should remove it.
It should be scrapped or developed.
Yes.
Exactly.
You should develop. You want something to show as evidence that this child can be matriculated, because you know university don't want bringing students in that they will later have to advise to withdraw, or students that will pass. You know, it also like gives them a different look. So like JAMB is trying to maybe avoid that. Like okay, let us help you like regulate the amount of olodos that will come in and the brilliant ones that will come in. That maybe that's what they are thinking. So let's help you regulate. So like if they don't get 180, but I feel like it has to be developed. First, it should not be a yardstick. Secondly, no system glitches. Make everything correct. No malpractice, nothing. Third, give us standard questions that we know that yes, JAMB used to be the JAMB we know before. And change the name.
Exactly.
Change the name.
You know, I just thought of something. What if we scrap out JAMB and we let universities find a way to steal students themselves?
Which is
even after JAMB,
very bad.
Even after JAMB, they still sieve out a lot of students.
That would be a catastrophe. Let me tell you. Now we have 2 million students. Let's say all of them pass. They are going to go to different universities. Do you know how many out of that 2 million have chosen Unilag, OOU, OAU? Those big top-notch universities, Unibed, Unical. Now, what will happen to the ones that are feeding under them? Let's talk about LASU even try. OOU even try. One other university, maybe Osun State University will still try. Those little universities. Let's now go to maybe Nekede. Let's talk about Polytechnic. Maybe if they fail, Nekede, Futo, Funab, whatever. Please, I finished from a private university. Apart from those that have money, that let my child run fast. Private university, me coming to a private university because she not fit study medicine now. You can't study microbiology now. That's what made me go to a private university. Where would those ones feed from? Where would the smaller schools that are just starting feed from? How many students? We didn't be getting additional 18 students in a year.
It will be as simple as this.
That's how they'll regulate it.
They'll regulate it now. Let's say each school would, let's say, decide that this is the amount of students we need this year.
They can't.
And
You
it
not
was
always
just
have
so
places
fast.
and more students.
Take for example AAU. I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago, they've not been able to graduate any medical students. Nothing. Like their slot is always filled up, and even law, they will tell you in a class of 300, they can only graduate 100 or 120. And they're always admitting more than. At the end of the day, when they're in 300 level, they start dispatching them to different departments.
Can you imagine?
This is us still with JAMB.
So I'll agree with you that they
Scrap it
should
out.
they shouldn't scrap it.
They should develop.
Yes, they
They
should
should upgrade. We need this
develop
measure
them, yes.
to be able to. That I said they're actually regulating
Yes.
the amount of people that are coming
While
into school.
developing, please they should put this
stringent implementations
Like
like
their long distance
Okay, they
centers.
should work on
They
your
should
long
be
distance.
long distance and 6:30 exam.
I
Let's say the
Nigerians
exam
at
starts by
6:30.
8, 9.
No,
You see-
6:30
a child
a.m.
of 18
Yeah,
years,
exams at
19
6:30
years
a.m.
going to write JAMB.
6:30 a.m. exams.
You want
The thing is,
that
the
child
exam
to
is
go.
by 7. If you get there by exact 7, there's any
won't
possibility they
start
will not
by
allow you
that
to
time.
enter. They will
I
tell you
think
you
I was
are
under the
late.
rain. My exam was for 9 or 9:30. I was under the rain for hours. You say their entry sets by 7. You give them a very small hall for 2,000 students in
Do
the
you
same
get-
center.
So I believe
They're always rushing them.
I believe
we are right
No,
for
it's,
first.
it's very crazy. They're not prepared enough. This is
True.
lack of preparation. That's the conclusion of the matter.
So I believe if they try to make these their centers more available to students, maybe I think them going late for their exams, maybe getting there, they're already maybe like 45 minutes late, they are exhausted. Before they can before they can log in their password, start writing tension.
You'll be typing keyboard. They're shaking like this.
Yes,
Like,
I feel
calm.
it's I feel it's why this poor score rate
mass failure.
occurred. This is one of it. So they should please develop everything, make it easier.
JAMB must go.
But another
something
thing
else.
They
also,
should
I
just
feel
develop.
it's not just the system glitch also. I feel students too, they are relaxed.
It's not that
They
relaxed.
are so relaxed. Like when I was writing JAMB, I had this fear. What if I fail JAMB? What would they do to me at home? My dad will kill me, my mom will kill me. Everybody will just look at me like, everybody will rose together, they will go to school, and I'll be the only one at home. But now, if you see students writing JAMB, be like, not be JAMB.
They go the
I
day
go
before
make
JAMB. They'll see that TikTok.
Yes, exactly. Then you come online, you say, tomorrow is JAMB. I prepared that you. This one will say, don't worry, we'll make it, we'll pass JAMB. Let me just
Pass JAMB
one video for the room.
Unlike my time, we'll be
Yes.
bragging. We want to see the person that wants to score the highest.
Exactly.
I
Even in church today.
oh my God, TAP. I can't see my score in my
I
class.
can't remember
After
when
18,
last somebody
but they don't
told
go
me
well.
I scored 350, 300 in JAMB.
Yeah.
My sister said
But this is person
400.
that are you for real?
Yes, my elder sister 400.
Wow. But this person that had 98.
380.
And she's
No, she's
Brilliant.
rewriting.
But
She's
now-
rewriting. She's part of the people that are rewriting the
She
Saturday.
better rewrite.
And another thing, they are
personally.
rewriting the JAMB. I heard that they repeated yesterday and their exam is today.
They are doing
It's
it
not
again.
good.
They are doing it again.
The stress. Okay,
Some people could not write yesterday. They writing today.
Do
imagine.
you expect
They're not
everybody
having
to write in one
spillover.
day?
It's not. It's a selected number of people. oh.
Yeah, and yeah.
But what they are doing,
297 candidates write in one day. Are they crazy?
What they
That
even
system
do-
is not good
they
now.
are not even giving you time to prepare any longer. You are repeating today, you are writing tomorrow. What if you are not prepared again?
I don't remember. I think their novel is Lucky Headmaster. Somebody posted that you want receipt. You sabi who write Lucky Headmaster. I'm like, oh, it's crazy, but JAMB must go. I stand on that.
See,
Unapologetic.
a lot has been said and a lot has been done, but we're waiting for the end of this second batch of JAMB to see how it's going to turn out. There's a lot of things we as individuals need to do, a lot of things the government has to do for us. Also, just to end this on this note, they've promised us 5 million jobs. We're waiting patiently for our 5 million jobs. Now, this has been a wonderful episode on Let's Talk About Tomorrow. Thank you, my guest, for being here. Thank you, Alia. Thank you, Cynthia. And thank you, Mercy. And thank you to viewer for watching. If you have anything to say, you can always drop it in the comment section. If you are yet to subscribe, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that alert button so you will always see our videos. And that's a wrap for now. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.